Alright lads, I'm making a YouTube video at the time. I don't have my watch. It's midnight, 12:30. I'm making a YouTube video. Why? Because if you look at the banner, which I carefully designed via Canva on my channel, you'll see daily uploads. Now, I'm committing to daily uploads because I believe the best way to actually create a habit is just to do the same thing every single day. It would be very hard to stick to brushing your teeth if you did it 4 times a week as opposed to doing it every day. You see what I'm saying? Same with clients who want to do cardio. Like, just get them to do it every day, because if you do it 5 days a week and you make the habit of saying, "Oh, I'll slip here one day, I won't do it this day," it's like taking bricks out of a wall. You do it once, you do it again, you keep doing it. So today was very important. I had to make sure, even though it's 12:30, I think it's nearly 1, I get this YouTube video out. Because if I don't do it, I'll do it again. I'll do it all over again. And that's going to hurt my YouTube growth. And it's also going to hurt you because I'm providing absolute value. And I thought to myself, what on earth am I going to talk about? I haven't scheduled a video, I haven't planned anything. And I realized it's so simple. This one habit that changed my life, that will completely change yours, which is literally ingrained in me and the reason we are speaking over this camera right now. The one habit that changed my life, and I want you to understand this very, very carefully, because this will change your life as well. 100%, 1,000,000%. You cannot pay for this information. Like, this information is priceless, what you're about to hear right now. So subscribe before you even hear it. But the one habit you need to master if you truly want to change your life, if you want to build an insane physique, if you want to build a business, if you want to do whatever you want to do without anything getting in your way and getting shit done, actually outperforming most people, you need to basically build the habit of doing things regardless of how you feel. Now, we live in a society where, if I'm being completely honest, a lot of people have just kind of gone a little bit soft. Everyone's a bit more feeling orientated. People are very, very compassionate and looking out for everyone's well-being, which is good, of course. We kind of lost the day and age where people just suck things up and do shit regardless of how they feel. Personally, that's my mindset. That's the way I kind of act. I just get shit done, because at the end of the day, the work doesn't give a fuck. It just gets done. At the end of the day, the YouTube videos, they just get posted. The workouts, they get done. And when you build and curate this habit of doing things regardless of how you feel, you do not let external circumstances dictate your output. You just get the job done. And it's so important to curate that habit and have that ingrained within you, because if you do not have that, then the slightest inconvenience will deter any sort of progress in any endeavor you try and succeed in. For example, I'm trying to succeed in the YouTube game now, trying to build my social audience. Now, I had a busy day. I had quite a few calls. I played some football. We went to the beach after. It got late. I could have easily gone to bed early and I said, I'll do the YouTube video tomorrow. I feel tired. But it's not, it doesn't matter how I feel, because at the end of the day, my goal is there. I need to make sure that I fulfill the daily obligations in order to hit said goal. The same goes for the gym. Do you know how many times, I'm going to tell you a story. When I was at the start of the year in my fat loss phase, when I was dieting, there were so many times where I had to do 45 minutes of Stairmaster, obviously alongside my training and my low calories. And sometimes, because again, working all the time, I left it quite late. And my gym was about a 15-20 minute walk. There were so many times where I got to 11 or midnight and I went and did the cardio, even though I didn't want to. And if I didn't have the understanding of the habit that is doing what you need to do regardless of how you feel, I wouldn't have done that. I would have let it slide. But I know now from experience that if you let it slide once, you'll do it again. So if you want to really, really make progress within anything, and if you really want to take the gym seriously, or you want to take any sort of endeavor seriously in your life, you need to build the habit of just doing things that you do not want to do continuously. If you get comfortable being uncomfortable, if you could just do things when everyone else doesn't do it because it's not ideal, you just destroy everyone. Like, a perfect example is, like, find things that you don't want to do and actively do them consistently, and you just toughen yourself up to the point where you do this shit every single day anyway, so it's easy. So when any, like, sort of adversity is faced at you, you just kind of look it in the eye and go, well, this is light work. I do this every fucking day. It's nothing. It's like why you should actively try and run in the rain, for example. For example, most people would say, oh, it started raining or it's snowing. I can't run. I'll have to wait until it's better conditions. Like, this is an exact example of when you should actually go for the run, because if you can run in shit conditions, when it's cold, when it's wet, when it's raining, when it's -5 degrees, which I was doing back in the day, but when the sun comes out, it's fucking easy, because you put yourself in the hard situations and you do things that you don't want to do, and you do things regardless of how you feel. The same way that I'm making this YouTube video right now. I'm pretty tired. You can see it in the eyes. I've still got the energy. Don't worry, I've still got it. So that is a commitment for you. But I'm still making sure that this gets done, because it's about the habit. Maybe this could have been a little bit better, well scripted. This could have been probably a little bit in better lighting, maybe. But it's not about that. It's about actually just doing what I said I was going to do every single day without fail. Because once I said I'm going to do it, I have to do it. Do you know what I mean? Otherwise, I'm not a man of my word, and I'm going to lose self-confidence, which I don't really want to lose. So it's very, very important to make sure I do that. But the point I'm trying to make is, if I can do it in this circumstance, just before bed, and I'm fucking tired, it's been a long day, then imagine how good tomorrow's YouTube video is going to be, when I've fully rested and I've had a great sleep and I've gone for a gym session and it's lovely sunny and I've got a great backdrop. That's the logic that you need to think about, right? So one thing that I see with a lot of people, and one thing that I used to struggle with, was I just made too many fucking excuses. I procrastinated because I was tricked and told by society that we should do things based on how we feel. Oh, if you don't feel like it, don't do it. And I guess there's times when that's true, but 90% of the time, you need to just suck things up and do things regardless of how you feel. And frankly, you kind of need people around you, or a mentor or a coach perhaps even, just to fucking reinforce that belief, because we're in a society now where people are getting soft. People think it's okay to just do the bare minimum. You look in the fitness industry now, there's too many people talking about fucking fatigue management. They're talking about reps in reserve. I've been in the gym a long time. I never even knew what that fucking meant, reps in reserve. It's like an American fucking term, reps in reserve. Like, it's just shit. It's just like, train hard until you can't do any more. And when you can't do any more, try and do a little bit more, and then go rest, and then do it again. Like that's the way I think, right? But there's just so many people who are just soft in this day and age, and they just try and fucking, I don't know, like, escape the hard work. And it's like, I think we just need to bring back the old days of just, like in the fucking 80s and 90s, where you overwork, you push the limits, and you do things. So eventually it gets to the point where that's just your standard, and then everything's just fucking easy. Like, why don't we get to that again? And I don't know. I look back on my life. I did a big exercise this morning, just answering a lot of questions to help plan and script some new content I'm going to be creating for my Instagram. And I was thinking, what was the big turning point that kind of got me from the version of myself when I was in 2020 to 2025, 5 years apart? What really changed the game for me? And really, it was character and habits, character traits and habits that changed. And one of those ones was just stop being a bitch. Stop doing things based on how you feel, and just actually just start acting and just consistently getting the work done regardless. I've seen it with business as well. Like, I analyze myself consistently, and I notice when I'm doing well and when I could be doing a little bit better, when I'm losing focus. And I think from what I've learned within business as well is the person who wins is the person who can just consistently stay focused and just do the work without complaining and just endure, essentially. And it all comes down to just doing what you need to do regardless of how you feel. That's why they say, Jocko Willink, he wrote a book about this, discipline equals freedom. And the truth is, discipline does equals freedom, because essentially, if you can do things regardless of how you feel, if you're consistently disciplined, then you can do whatever the fuck you want, because nothing controls you. No externality, nothing that happens in the world dictates your output. Just shit gets done. It's the opposite, it's the antithesis of the victim mindset. So many people say, I can't do this because of that, I can't. Shut up. Be better. That one habit massively changed my life. And I will talk about this more and more in the channel. I will talk about exactly how that is the case. So if you want to know exactly how, feel free to subscribe. But let's just say, in 2020, I was 18, going into university, pretty broke, out of shape, very unhappy. 5 years later, I'm here, 23 years old, I live in Thailand, I run a coaching business, I'm making YouTube videos to my 1,000 subscribers, soon to be 10,000, don't you worry. Instagram's growing, enjoying life, getting better, inspiring others, helping more people. A lot's changed, very simply. And a lot of habits have changed along the way. But one of the best habits that I could give you, if you want to know exactly kind of what got me here and what helped me build my physique and what helped me build my business, is I do things consistently, regardless of how I feel. I just make sure I turn up, no matter what. If this video gets 1 view, cool, I'll do it again tomorrow. Maybe I'll get 2 views. And the next day I'll try and get 4, even 8. And even if we get 1 the following day, guess what? I'll do it again. Because it's about enduring, it's about turning up consistently and doing and do. Same goes for the gym. You turn up, you consistently push the limits. You don't need results to dictate your output. You don't care about results, you just focus on getting the job done. And you do it whether you're tired, you do it whether you train so much this week and you're fatigued, you just get it done. And you suck it up. Because that's what separates a winner from a loser. No one told me that back in the day. I had to learn that through experience. So if you found that useful, like and subscribe, and I'll catch you tomorrow, okay? All the best.